Well, I mean, on the surface, he's a very capable astronaut in the space program, guy they call on to get the job done, so to speak. Internally, he's a bit at war with himself. Life, or his life, or the way he approaches it, isn't working for him anymore. And at the same time, his father was supposed to have disappeared. His father being one of the great men of space exploration, disappeared I don't remember now, 16 years ago or something, and assumed dead. And now they're floating the idea that he's actually been alive all this time. And that invokes a lot of buried feelings in him that he's forced to address. This basic idea, this approach to the banality of space travel, but this, with big action sequences, but this really, ultimately an interior film of a man really questioning his place, his self. Why is he here? Who is he? Why go on? Why? When James originally came forward with the project, he invoked this Arthur Clarke quote, or it's attributed to him as saying, either we are not alone in the universe, meaning aliens, or we are completely and utterly alone. And either outcome is equally terrifying. And that was a really interesting concept, to what if it's just us? What if we have nothing to escape to or look forward to or to fight in that way? And of course, in the meantime, maybe we should be dealing with each other a little better. Well, it's important to me. I don't know if it's a losing battle or not, but I'm gonna hang on with, by my fingernails. I think, I love the streaming format because that's where really ambitious materials getting made now. That's where they're pushing boundaries. And also you see this wealth of talent that are getting a shot that weren't getting it before. So I'm all for that. But this big communal experience with a film that's got spectacle and truth or intimacy is kind of where my heart lies. So, as long as we can keep sneaking some through, I'm gonna keep trying.
Well, I think once he closes the door and the whole thing happens with the father, there's a moment where he seems like a little boy. He seems so overwhelmed and lost, and then he just gets this little look in his eye, and it's such a beautiful moment as performance-wise, and you kind of go, oh, right, I think he's thinking of home and her maybe, and you see the hope restored in his eyes in a way, but yeah, I always thought she's almost like a dream. So when I think about the character, there's a lot of holes I have in who she is actually as a person. I've always been trying to talk about it with James and define it, but then I kind of liked the idea that it's quite abstract, because the way you see her in his mind, it's through him, through his memory and through his heart and his feelings, and so I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Sometimes you just hear her voice. The way that he worked everything in is so interesting. And it was really funny because even up until, I think 3 weeks ago, he would email me and say, can you say this line, or can you try this? And I would send him things just over my phone. And we just did some ADR again, where I was actually at home in Maine where I grew up. And I went into an ADR studio, which was so funny because I never thought I'd be in my hometown in Maine doing that. But even then we were sort of playing and adding in some layers and improvising and creating. She's a feeling, right? Yeah, it's a feeling.